Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well myself, if you asked. But anyway, today we have a movie that has been on my bucket list for a long time, and thank you so much to many of you who actually recommended to watch this one. I so wanted to do it, and I'm so glad that my patrons at Patreon also voted for this one. So for today we have Shawshank Redemption from 1994, and as you had suggested, I have kept few tissues next to me. I have several. I think it's not that great if we need tissues to watch this movie, but I'm so looking forward to watching this one, so I don't want to take a long time of yours. As always, you can find the full-length reaction all at Patreon, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content, and hit the notification bell so you would know when I release the next video. So without further ado, let's join to see today's movie. Shawshank Redemption. Oh, alcohol and a pistol, not a good idea.
Mr. Dufresne, describe the confrontation you had with your wife the night that she was murdered.
No.
You strike me as a particularly icy and remorseless man, Mr. Dufresne. State of Maine, I hereby order you to serve 2 life sentences back to back.
Oh. So did he really kill his wife?
There must be a con like me in every prison in America.
This is Mr. Hadley. He's captain of the guards. I'm Mr. Norton, the warden. You are convicted.
Really?
I believe in 2 things: discipline and the Bible.
What is...
Move out of the cage, go to your left, pick up your clothes and Bible. Next man up.
Supposed to be here, not me.
I ain't gonna count to 3. I'm not even gonna count to 1. You will shut the...
Oh no. This is going to be a beating, I can see.
I'm Andy Dufresne.
Wife-killing banker.
What do you
You might
want?
get me a rock hammer.
What?
A rock hammer.
If I were you, I'd grow eyes in the back of my head.
Thanks for the advice.
Oh, doesn't look good.
You fight better that way.
Oh, no.
But prison is no fairy tale world. He never said who did it.
Did they really rape him?
Wouldn't you know it? Me and some fellows I know were among the names called.
It says, sorry to inform you, but your brother just died. Anyway, this lawyer fella says to me, your brother died a rich man. Oil wells and shit. Close to $1 million. Soul's gift.
Jeez Louise, you gonna see any of that?
35,000. Dumb shit, what do you think the government's gonna do to me? Take a big wet bite out of my ass is what? His hand in your shirt.
Oh no, Andy. Oh.
Mr. Hadley, do you trust your wife? If you want to keep all that money, give it to your wife. The IRS allows a one-time only gift to your spouse for up to $60,000.
I suppose I could set it up for you. That would save you some money. You get the forms, I'll prepare them for you. Here's a piece for each of my co-workers.
And that's how it came to pass, that on the second to last day of the job... Yeah, I'm known to locate certain things from time to time. What do you want?
Rita Hayworth.
What?
Oh no!
Now, I'm gonna open my fly, and you're gonna swallow what I give you to swallow. With a crowbar. Where do you get this shit?
Well done, Andy.
Read it.
Why, man? Why? This is really an animal, this guy. He's gonna be taken care of.
The sisters never laid a finger on Andy again. And Boggs never walked again. They transferred him.
Heads up. Tossing the cells. Heads up. Tossing the cells.
Andy, I thought I heard you out here.
I've been reassigned to you.
I know, they told me.
He seems like a very nice man.
More guards.
Still, I'd like to try, with your permission. I'll write a letter a week. They can't ignore me forever.
Sure can. But you write your letters if it makes you happy.
The following April, Andy did tax returns for half the guards at Shawshank, including the warden.
Oh my, what?
He got so busy at tax time, he was allowed to stay.
Hey, Rich,
I don't know what is going on
Got
in
me out
this
of the wood
prison.
shop a month out of the year.
Nothing. I come in here to say fairly well. Ain't you heard his parole come through?
Yeah, actually, one must be feeling really clueless if you have been inside for such a long time. Your loved ones may be long gone. Oh, he looks so helpless.
Work, I go to the park and feed the birds. I keep thinking Jake might just show up and say hello. I have trouble sleeping at night. I have bad dreams like I'm falling. Sometimes it takes me a while to remember where I am.
Dufresne. In response to your repeated inquiries, the state has allocated the enclosed funds for your library project.
How many letters did he send? 6 years every week.
From now on, I'll write 2 letters a week instead of 1.
I believe you're crazy enough.
Will he get into trouble? He locked him in? Would the others like it? I think anybody would. Why would you do
I am warning you,
that?
Dufresne. Turn that off!
Andy got 2 weeks in the hole for that little stunt.
Sit down.
Same thing.
And I can honestly say I'm a changed man. No danger to society here. God's honest truth. Andy had transformed a storage room smelling of rat turds and turpentine into the best prison library in New England.
Up, you're gonna put me out of business. This pool of slave labor you got, you can underbid any contractor in town. I need this new highway contract. I don't get it, and I go under. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Ned, I wouldn't worry too much about this contract.
Behind every
These
dollar
people
earned,
are the ones who should be behind
there
bars.
was Andy, keeping the books.
2 deposits. Maine National and New England First. The funny thing is, on the outside, I was an honest man, straight as an arrow. I had to come to prison to be a crook.
Just thinking maybe trying for my high school equivalency here. You helped a couple fellows with that.
Before long, Andy started him on his course requirements. He really liked the kid.
Smart fella, ain't he?
Smart as they come. Used to be a banker on the outside. Caught his wife in bed with some golf pro. Greased them both.
About 4 years ago, I was in Thomaston on a 2 to 3 stretch. About 6 months left to go. Get a new cellmate in. Talked all the time, too. That's the other thing. He never shut up. One night, like a joke, I say to him, yeah, Elmo, who'd you kill? So he says,
I got me this job one time, bussing tables at a country club. So I pick out this guy, go in one night, and do his place. He wakes up, gives me shit. So I killed him. Him and this tasty bitch he was with. She's fucking this prick, see, this golf pro, but she's married to some other guy. Some hotshot banker. And he's the one they pinned it on.
Is this really true?
So he's telling the truth.
Well, let's say for the moment this Blatch does exist. You think he'd just fall to his knees and cry to my sentence?
You know that wouldn't matter. With Tommy's testimony, I can get a new trial.
Well, that's assuming Blatch is even still there.
You'd be so obtuse.
Frayne, if you want to indulge this fantasy, that's your business. Don't make it mine.
If I were to ever get out, I would never mention what goes on in here. I'd be just as indictable as you for laundering that money. Sir, I didn't...
Solitary, a month.
Yes, sir. What's the matter with you?
Get him out of here.
Come on, somebody say us to get out!
Well, shit.
I have to know if what you told Dufresne was the truth.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's what I thought.
What the heck, man?
I'm sure by now you've heard. Terrible thing.
I'm done. Everything stops. Get someone else to run your scams.
Well, you will do the hardest time there is.
What the heck?
Give him another month to think about it.
So, what?
Zuatanil. Little place on the Pacific Ocean. Open up a little hotel. Right on the beach. Buy some worthless old boat and fix it up new.
I don't think you ought to be doing this to yourself, Andy. This is just shitty pipe dreams.
You live in. You get busy, die. There's a big hayfield up near Buxton. You know where Buxton is?
It's a lot of hay.
Promise me, Red. If you ever get out, find that spot.
Lickety split. Want to get home?
Just about finished, sir.
What a pathetic life working for this kind of a pathetic person.
Get my stuff down the laundry. And shine my shoes. I want them looking like mirrors.
And they don't do something bad.
Man missing on Tier 2, cell 245. Dufresne. Get your ass out there before you hold up the show.
Oh, no.
What do you mean? He just wasn't here. Don't say that to me, Hay. Don't say that to me again.
He escaped? So how did he escape?
Big damn conspiracy! And everyone's in on it!
You gotta be kidding me! Good on you, Andy. Good on you. Oh, Andy. Oh, this is where it started. He really dug that whole thing?
Shy of half a mile. He had all the proper ID, driver's license, birth certificate, social security card.
Be anything else?
Please, could you add this to your outgoing mail?
I'd be happy to.
Yes.
What? I knew it was the Bible. I knew it. Salvation lay within. No crap.
Samuel, we have a warrant for your arrest. Open up.
Is it his hearing again? I don't like this song. It's the same room.
Restroom break, boss?
You don't need to ask me every time you need to go take a piss. Just go. Understand?
They did not have that freedom. They had to ask for everything. He has been asking for everything for 40 years.
40 years I've been asking permission to piss. I can't squeeze a drop without say-so. Terrible thing to live in fear. Brooks Hadlin knew it. Knew it all too well.
Thankfully, he's trying to keep his promise. Ooh, there's something hidden. So this is what Andy said. A letter and an envelope. Oh, money.
I will be hoping that this letter finds you, and finds you well. Your friend, Andy.
Alright, don't give up, please, please continue. You deserve to live a life as well.
I find I'm so excited I can barely sit still or hold a thought in my head. I think it's the excitement only a free man can feel. A free man.
He did make it. He really did make it. Hello friends, so I just finished watching the movie. Just before I share with you my outro and my takeaways from the movie, just wanted to remind you, just give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification for future releases on movie reactions. As always, you can find the full-length reaction or at Patreon. So let's look at some of the few key things that struck for me. And I'm sorry if I have red eyes. It was a very emotional type of a movie. I think it was a happy, sad, and it's mixed emotion. It's perfect kind of a drama for me. I love dramas. I have told many times before. So this was really awesome drama. The first one that I want to discuss is the dialogue and the script in this movie. It's perfection, isn't it? It's a bit of a, in my opinion, it's a bit of a tricky story to tell. It's not an everyday kind of a story. It's a bit of a tough story to tell, but it was relayed in such a clear, concise and simple manner, but at the same time it hits your heart, everything that was said there. And I love the narration that goes throughout the movie rather than the discussions going on and the dialogue only. Instead of just the dialogues, the narration coming from Red, it was really awesome script in my opinion. And there was a lot of dialogue, so I actually did not comment as much during the movie because I do not want to miss out on dialogues as much. Beautifully written script, beautifully presented. It was extremely effective getting the message across and then the emotions across. The second point I want to discuss is obviously, undoubtedly everybody would agree with me, is acting. Outstanding acting from these outstanding actors as well. Perfection. The acting offered by Andy, Red, Brooke, even Warden, actually everyone. I can't say anyone who could have done it better. Their acting was so believable. When you see things like Brooke, I mean, his facial expressions out of this world. The facial expressions of Brooke was out of this world. Each and every wrinkle in his face perfectly matched his role. It was amazing, really amazing. I just want to discuss some of the themes that came from this movie. Obviously, the first one is hope. I disagreed when Red said he was actually warning Andy of having hope, because he was saying you shouldn't have hope. But even in my previous movies where I have commented hope, I think it's okay to be helpless, but it's not okay to be hopeless, because that is where everything goes downhill, when you are hopeless. And in this movie, one of the biggest thing is the hope. I mean, how would you have hope actually if you really think about it? If I put myself in Andy's shoes and nobody actually believes you and you are actually innocent as well, and then finally there comes this one hope of a witness who would actually speak on your behalf and be a witness on your behalf for your freedom and for your innocence, and he's been killed. Just imagine, it is not easy to be hopeful at a time like that. But I really love how they actually showed and built hope. Andy was a beacon of hope in everything. The other one obviously is from Andy again is perseverance, that we can say it's human perseverance. But just look at how many inmates were there in that facility and who did not actually persevere to get out of this situation. Not that I'm promoting for someone to get out, but once you have that extreme hope, and if you are able to persevere, just think where you can get. I mean, perseverance was not just for him to take it 19 years to dig that hole for him to go out of the prison, but at the same time, just him writing a letter each week for 6 years to get $200 first, and then 2 letters each week, again many years for them to just stop him. They had to fund this whole project just to stop him from sending letters. It's perseverance is one of the key things that I took away from this movie as well. One other thing I really want to discuss is how the system corrupts people Like, it is insane. These people who are the criminals who are inside, yes, there are true criminals as well, even though in Shawshank, except for Red, everyone else was innocent. There were criminals. Okay, maybe they belong inside. I'm not here to justify or say that is where they belong, nothing. But there were people who committed a lot more heavier crimes outside, who are governing their lives. I mean, just think about the warden. Think about the warden. And then he was just throwing someone's life away, like, okay, one month in isolation, then it's just extended for another month because his corruption will come to light. So, and then at the same time, as Andy said, when he was out of the prison, he was a clean person. He never did anything wrong, especially with his job and all. And then he had to come to prison to learn all these bad things of the system and to manipulate this corrupt system. It's insane actually when you think about it. I think the system, it's people corrupt the system, or is it the system that corrupts people? Something to think about, isn't it? And the other one I really wanted to discuss is, it's a theme and it's a real world issue, is the rehabilitation and how this system, the jail system, affects people. It is not there to help people, in my opinion, in my understanding. It actually make people want to, or make people keep coming back to the prison over and over. If you think about the current situation as well, people who leave the prison, there's a ton of people who keep coming back. And then when people like Brooke and Red and so many others who are there serving sentences of 20, 30, 40 years, when you have lived 40, 50 years of your life in a prison, like he said, it was so heartbreaking when Red said he could not squeeze out a drop without getting the permission to pee. I mean, just think how institutionalized they are. Just think about that mentality. It's really sad. It's really sad, but that is what this system does to the people. How can you expect to have a person inside for 40, 50 years and under these people's thumb? You need to do everything after you are told, and you do not have family anymore, you do not have anyone, and you go out and you're supposed to live a life? How? You won't be able to integrate anyway, and you will most likely won't be welcome. I mean, it's really sad, isn't it? I'm not promoting or supporting the criminal activity, but we have to understand the fact these criminal activities are being committed by humans. So humans, regardless of whether they are in the prison or outside, wherever it is, have this certain set of needs. The way we behave are quite the same. Yes, sometimes you can think like, that's not a human, that's worse than an animal. We have seen people like that. There was character like that in this movie itself. But at the same time, they actually are human still, right? So I feel like when you send these people into a system and then institutionalize them, it's really not the way to. It is not to let them out and eventually make them useful, productive citizens of a society. It's rather just making them feel worse, and when they come out, they feel horrible about themselves. They rather go in or really end life. That's really pathetic, but that is how the system works. And even to this date, maybe there are some countries which have gotten it right, but many countries have not. So friends, as you can see and as you witnessed, I love this movie. It was a superb movie. Would love to watch it again. Anyway, thank you so much for recommending this one to me. And just let me know what are your thoughts on the movie. I think almost all of you have already watched this one, unlike me. So until next time, I hope you have a lovely day and enjoy your life wherever you are. Bye-bye.